Welcome. My name is Paul Hoang. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I am excited to be here with you today to share a little bit about what is a clinical social worker. And then I'm going to read to you one of my favorite books that I used here at work. A clinical social worker, part of what we do and what I do is provide counseling to people who are not feeling well, or they have what we consider as a mental illness. Just as a physical illness, we catch cold, the flu, and different physical illnesses. We also, our body and our mind, which we consider as mental health, can also get ill. Another work that I do as a clinical social worker is I work with law enforcement. I help people who are experiencing crisis in their life for whatever reason. They may be considering to hurt themselves or hurt other people. So when people call for 911, call for help, or call for a mental health hotline, they typically dispatch people like myself to come out into the community and to do intervention. And the goal is to de-escalate and help people feel better and not hurt themselves or hurt other people. Some other work that I do at my clinic here is I do a lot of training. I provide training, as you see the pictures in the background there. It's one of the training that I provide to the Boys and Girls Club. I train professional, I train parents, I train students like yourself, skills that would be important for you to be better, to be more successful in life, and to handle conflicts and problems better in life. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a quick tour of some of the offices here at my suite, in my clinic here. You will see here is one of the therapy room that we use when we do counseling for adults or for teenagers or for anyone who would like to use this room. I'm especially excited to share with you this next room. This room is dedicated and designed to work with children just like you. And the reason why we have all these books, all these figurines, and all the decoration around here is so similar to what you experience at school. The environment is some place that you may feel safe and maybe have fun to come play games as well as draw and as we talk to help kids go through their problems. So with that being said, let us go straight into the book that I'm about to share with you. The book that you see here is what you've just seen on the wall. It is called Anne's Anger. So let's get right into it. Well, let's get going. Today I'm going to read for you a book that's entitled Anne's Anger. Anne is a Vietnamese name. Anne's Anger is written by Gail Silver, illustrated by Christiane Cromer. Anne was in the living room building a tower, the tallest tower he's ever built. His grandfather was in the kitchen making dinner. Anne, grandfather called out, "Dinner's ready." Anne added a yellow block and smiled. The tower was almost as tall as he was. "Now the red one," Anne whispered, placing a red block on the very top. Grandfather came in from the kitchen. "What a wonderful tower!" "It's not done yet," Anne told him. "Come, sit down," Grandfather said. "You can play more after we eat." He set the plates on the table and returned to Anne, who was balancing a green block on top of the red one. "Put your blocks down now," said Grandfather. "Dinner is getting cold." Anne wanted to keep playing. He opened his mouth to speak, but his bottom lip quivered and the words wouldn't come. Anne's eye filled with tears and he started crying. Grandfather tried to put his arm around Anne, but Anne pushed him away, knocking the tower over and sending the blocks flying. "Go away! I hate you!" Anne shouted. "You're upset," said Grandfather. "Please go to your room and sit with your anger. I'll come in when you are calm and able to talk." Anne ran into his room and leapt onto his bed. His cries grew so strong he could feel them all the way down in his belly. How do I stick with my anger? He wondered. I'm so angry, angry, angry. Yes, the anger, the monster. Finally, said a voice. I was hoping you would notice me. And lifted his head and came face to face with a hairy red creature. Who are you? asked Anne. And how did you get into my room? I'm your anger, said the creature. You brought me here. My anger? The anger nodded. Did grandfather see you come in? I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Don't worry, Anne. I'm not a stranger. I'm the part of you that comes out when things don't go your way. I am right here every time you get angry. I know you feel scared when I am around. I can make you cry and want to hit things. I can even make you say mean things to people you love. Anne's anger started to turn the knob of the bedroom door. Come on, he said. I'll show you. Anne was tempted, but grandfather had said to stay in the room. Wait, Anne called. Maybe we can do something in here. Anne's anger turned and extended his hairy hand. I know just the thing, he said. Anne took his anger's hand, and together they danced all around the room. They raised their arms overhead and spun wide circles. They used their breath to make sounds like a strong howling wind. They got down on their knees and pounded the ground with their hands. It sounded like they were playing drums on the earth, and Anne liked that. Finally, they were exhausted and ready to be still. Anne and his anger sat together silently. They sat. They breathed in. They breathed out. And they sat some more. That's true, but I am also your friend. Whenever you feel angry, you should come sit with me. After we spend some time together, you might feel better. Spending time with you is kind of fun, Anne said. Do you want to stay for dinner? I think I'll be gone before dinner, said Anger. Are you sure? asked Anne. We're having ice cream for dessert. Anne's anger smiled, and Anne smiled back. Anne was tired. He took a deep breath and let out a little sigh. And when he did, his anger became smaller. Anne and his anger continued to breathe together. With each in-breath, Anne's anger got a little bit smaller, and with each out-breath, Anne felt a little better. Anne heard a gentle tapping on his bedroom door. It was grandfather. Grandfather, Anne sat. Grandfather and Anne sat together. I'm sorry I didn't listen, said Anne. I was really angry. I wanted to keep playing. Grandfather took Anne in his arm. Thank you for your kind words, he said. I sat with my anger like you asked, Aunt said, but we didn't just sit. We danced and played too. Did you want to meet him? Aunt looked up, but his anger was gone. Grandfather said, do you know what happened? I think I do, said Grandfather. You took good care of your anger, and it went away. That's right, Aunt said. How did you know? When I was a little boy, I met with my anger too. Really? Was it because of blocks? No, laughed Grandfather. There were no blocks, just frogs, a lily pond, and a sun that wouldn't set. Come, let's eat dinner, and I'll tell you my story. The end. Well, kids, thank you very much for sitting and listening to me read Aunt's Anger. It is a wonderful book that I use here often when I work with other children. And sometimes I even use the same book for parents as well. I hope you have a great day.